Okay. All right, so now we should be recording. So, so yesterday we, in the other class, were talking about the idea of creating a little space in life to see how we respond to different situations. And so there's some teachings in yoga about the kind of attitudes we hold in different situations. So the four that we talked about were having a friendliness for situations where people are happy, having compassion when people are suffering, celebrating when people do good things, and keeping yourself steady when things are not going the way you think they should be. And this is prescribed sort of as a practice in yoga, keeping these attitudes, because when we are confused about how we respond to a situation, like if somebody's suffering and you tell them, just smile, just be happy, you know, that can sometimes create more suffering. So I think one of the underlying ideas in these practices in the philosophy of yoga is to really give yourself some space to pause when something is happening, to be able to respond to it. And so in the practice yesterday, we did that by creating space in the breath. Was one way that we did that. I'm just turning my computer here to not send me messages. There we go. So we're going to start with the breath a little bit, and we'll end with the breath. And then I thought we could sort of focus physically on maybe looking a little bit at balance, at sort of, you know, because gravity is a great teacher, and gravity reminds us to come back to the center. So when we are too far in one direction or the other, it brings us back to the center. And I think this concept with finding that pause is really about coming back to the center. So that's the intention for the practice today, to sort of support the discussion we had yesterday. So we'll begin just by tuning into the body. And so Lena, coming back to this old friend, feeling the body. So just hold the body still, or invite the body to be still. And notice the space around you, your environment. Because this is really the first place we respond to. So just notice what you hear, what your senses tell you. And notice that sometimes the senses can give us confusing information. So just notice how your senses perceive the environment around you. Notice the sensation inside your body. So the physical body, the joints, muscles, any comfort in the body, just to see it as part of you in this moment, but not defining you in this moment. Noticing how the breath is flowing in and out. Notice the quality of your thoughts, emotions. And just begin with the invocation, the mantra, this tradition, just reaching out to our friends, family, teachers. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Punaktu, Sahaviryan Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vatitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So I'm very aware in my throat. I spoke German for an hour and a half today teaching yoga, which I'm not used to anymore. I can feel it in my chanting. So chanting is a great probe to notice what's happening in your body. I'll work through that phlegm as we go on. So now come back to the breath for a moment. And Penny and Lena, I'll just remind you this idea with the breath that when we inhale, there's an idea of expanding the body from up to down. So chest is opening, the organs move, the belly relaxes. And as we exhale from the pelvic floor up, it's like an upward movement. So we're just going to come into the breath. So inhaling, feeling like you're opening, receiving. Exhale, pull the belly in, let the rib cage close, shoulders relaxing, neck and jaw relax. And continue breathing in and out. Sneak this glottis control. So taking a breath or two to notice the flow in and out. Notice how easy or challenging it is to have a deep breath moving. And then also remember the two other parts of the breath. After the inhale, a little bit of spaciousness. And after the exhale, a little bit of spaciousness, a pause between the breath in and out. And since inward is like a downward movement of the anatomy to receive the breath, the pause after inhale, you can think of expanding down towards the earth. And exhale as you lift the energy up. After the exhale, a pause, expanding into the space above. And inhale down. This was just an image we used in the practice from yesterday, just to come back to it for Lota, for example, to reconnect with. And then after a breath or two, just let the breath be more natural and gentler. And then we're going to come up to standing. If you're going to be standing today, and Penny, you do as what feels best for your body. We can do, for anybody listening to the recording, if the energy is a little more gentle today, then you can lie on the back. And Penny, I'm just going to mute you.
Thank you.
Good. You can always unmute if you need to ask anything. It's just the sound was repeating a little. So take a moment, notice the feet under you. And Lena, since we're beginning again, just remember this idea under the feet, the heel, the two sides, like a triangle under each foot, balance both sides. Just notice a moment, now you're standing in gravity again. If you close the eyes, if this is comfortable, just notice that even just standing on your feet is an effort of balance. If you're gifted with some neurological disturbances, this might be a more challenging exercise at the moment. So just notice the balance. And you know who you are. And then from here, it's nice and steady on the feet. The eyes can stay open, or if you like, keep them closed. We're just going to move a little bit the shoulders, the neck, the arms. I'll suggest this variation. As we inhale, we'll take the arms up. Pause a moment, touch the fingertips together. And then exhale, arms come down. At the end of the exhale, pause a moment, hands to the belly. Hi, Tilda. Inhale, arms up. Touch the fingers and the pause. Exhale, down. Good. Continue moving with the flow of your own breath, a little faster, a little slower. Just take that moment after inhale and exhale and back down. Good. Inhale up. And exhale down. I love having the little toddler face looking in on us. That's a great way to practice. Inhale up one more time. And back down. So creating this little pocket of space before and after the breath. We're going to continue just a little more unbalanced, so a little more precarious. Lift the heels as you come up. Touch the fingers. And exhale, slowly come down. Hands and heels moving together. Pause and continue. Just do about 3 more of these. Waking up the shoulders. Finding the balance. Finding the pause. Good. And back down. Good. And I'll invite you to extend this balancing variation on the feet. We're going to try to do a standing twist if that's appropriate for your body. So we're going to inhale up, heels come up. And then we're going to exhale, twist the body, lower the hands to the shoulders. You can look in front of you or behind you. I'll just look in front to support y'all. Then inhale, hands are going to come up, fingers touch, stay with the heels up. And then exhale, twisting to the other side. And inhale out. Then we're going to stop, slowly come down, heels come down. So one time on each side. When you're ready, we'll do one more round. Inhale up. Again, touch the fingertips on the pause after inhale. Exhale, hands down. Looking forward or looking back, follow the fingertips. Inhale to the center, fingertips touch. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down, heels down. Good. See if we can do 2 more rounds of that. Okay. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist. Back to the center. Good. Moving in your own rhythm. If my movement is too fast or too slow, just go with your own. I'll just help you remember where you are in the sequence. And then all the way down. Okay. Inhaling back up. After the pause, twisting. After the pause, lifting. And after the pause, twisting. Back to the center. And down. Good. Just pause a moment. Notice how it feels to add that pause in the breath, that stop in the movement. I don't usually practice with much emphasis on that space in between, and I find that I sometimes get a little impatient. I'm somehow in a hurry when I'm practicing yoga postures. So if I stop, I'm looking to get to the next step. So just notice if that tendency arises in you, or if it feels comfortable to stop and be still for a moment. So let's just come to the back side of the body, the whole body moving down. So arm variation of your choice. Simplest way, keep the hands on the arm. Inhale, lift the sternum, lift the chest up, nice strong legs, strong back. Exhale, belly to the legs, all the way forward. Let the neck go, head down. Inhale, lift the back of the neck, shoulders, mid-back, feel the whole back engaged, and then press the feet as you lift. You can either exhale, come back down, or notice the energy of your body. If you need a pause and an extra breath, then wait. Inhale again and exhale. So since we're all at home, you can practice this in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Just up and down or adding a breath in each position. If there's pressure on the head, if it's uncomfortable to keep the head so low, so this is Penny, something that might feel better for you, is just coming in sort of a halfway position with the hands and the knees. Otherwise, go all the way down and all the way back up. Okay, so variation, a different variation is coming just about halfway down and still at the background, the neck be long. And then as you come up, the same movement. So just a few breaths, transitioning up and down. And then if it feels comfortable for your body, stay in this downward position for a few breaths. Notice where you feel some resistance or restriction in the body. For most of us, the back side of the legs feel a little bit tight in this position, or some of us, the low back feels a little bit more tight. Just keep the belly and the legs together. Breathing here. And notice what the body does in reaction. After a few breaths, as you feel like you've completed, just come back to standing. Okay. All right. And then let's take one leg forward, one leg back. So again, just like as we're standing here, when we step back, there's equal balance on both feet. Just notice if you can feel. One thing I often guide people to do is lift the toes. That helps to feel, for some of us, a little more easily the balls of the feet, that they're in balance, that we don't sort of turn the leg or the knee in, that there's a strong foundation on both sides. And let's do this one. So fingertips together, elbows forward. Inhale, bend the knee forward, chest comes forward, arms open. Maybe lift the chin if that feels good, open the throat. Exhale. Look down at the fingertips, elbows forward. Inhale. Exhale. And keep moving with your breath. Come back to that spaciousness after inhale, as if you can open, open, open forward. And as you exhale, open, open, open behind you. And then next time you're here in this posture, let's see if it feels comfortable to stay here. Take a breath or two and come as deep into this posture or as gently into this posture as feels supportive for your body tonight. The idea here is to work on the strengthening of the legs, feeling the back engaged, lifting. And then we're going to take this posture, either taking the hands to the knee and straightening the leg a bit, or if it feels comfortable, safe for your back, let the hands come all the way down as if you're going to bring the head towards the knee. So we're lengthening the back side of this front leg, the hip moves behind you, head comes towards the knee. Just a few breaths here. Inhale, open back to this warrior-like posture with the knee bent, and exhale. Bring the hands to the heart, step the feet together, pause. And then see how it feels to switch sides when you're ready. Fingertips to the sternum, just about 4 times. Inhale, bend the front knee, chest comes forward, shoulder blades together, pause, open in front of you. Exhale, opening behind you. After a few rounds, as you feel ready, we're going to open the arms, chest open here in the posture for a few breaths. Be gentle with the position of the head, chin be down. Chin down is a nice variation if we have a little extra tension in the back side of the neck, shoulders, upper back. And then the next time you exhale, either bringing hands towards the knee or hands all the way down to the floor, lengthening behind this front leg, head towards the knee, staying and breathing. And as you feel ready, you'll bend that front knee again, lift up into that warrior-like posture, strong legs supporting the back, release the posture, feet together, and pause. We'll introduce one more variation in this kind of posture. If I can do it without kicking the wall here. So this time we'll take the arms up. Choose one foot to move, and we're just going to open the arms wide and come forward. So notice when you're in this posture, the whole back side of the body is engaged, supporting, connected. You can come down as deeply as you like, but don't lose that strengthening and arching and lifting through the body. Then you're going to inhale, come up. Exhale, pause. Okay, so we'll do that again. Inhale, let's stay on the same side. And again, so there's different variations. For some of you, it might be best just to lean forward, keep the foot on the floor. Others a little bit deeper, deeper. Just come to wherever you feel the strength and stability without losing the balance or the breath. After a breath or two, come up and down. Just 2 more visits. This time with an awareness of that pause in the breath. Up. And then one last time, stay maybe to see where your energy is. With an awareness of that spaciousness between inhale and exhale. After, just shake it out a little bit. The foot, the ankle, the leg you're standing on, working. Notice where you feel the work on this lower leg. This is the hip, ankle. Today I'm feeling more in the foot. I did a lot of walking this morning. So just notice. And then we'll do 4 rounds on the other side. Staying a breath or 2 each time. Just exploring the posture, lifting the energy. Inhaling the arms up. Come down. Whatever version of the posture supports you tonight. Find the space between the breath. Between each cycle, come down back to the center. Notice if it's possible or if it's comfortable to slow the breath down. And just 2 more rounds. Or however many rounds feel comfortable for you. I'll do 2 more, continue at your own pace. In the last 2 rounds, I'm just adding 1 breath to hold a little bit longer. That little bit extra hold awakens the reality of the weaker hip on the right side. Good. Just feel the body. We'll come to the floor, onto the hands and knees. Bring my clock down here so I can be attentive to the time. So take a moment, notice. And as we transition here, let's do a little bit of downward facing dog. So coming onto the hands and knees. As you exhale here, we're gonna lift up. Come into down dog. Inhale nice and slowly, knees come down. Exhale, come all the way back into a childlike posture. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, curl the toes, lift.
Inhale, knees down. And all the way back. Two more rounds of that little sequence. Here we lengthen the back side of the body. Inhale, slowly lower down. Exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here maybe a breath or two in your last round if that feels good, to bend and straighten one leg after the other. And then when you're ready, just bring the knees down. Come back to a childlike posture and rest. Feel the body. Come back to the hands and knees. And we're just gonna walk the arms down as much as feels comfortable, as if you're gonna try to bring the front of your chest all the way to the floor. Just be gentle with the shoulders here. So the shoulder blades come together. The upper back is a little flattened. The low back is still lengthened, like a little puppy sort of stretching under the arms. Come back to the hands and knees, and as a gentle transition, just lifting, lowering. Lotus getting a nice assist from Tilda. So watching grandma do yoga is a great way. And look, she's doing it too. Yes. Good. And then from here, we'll move into a gentle twist. So take one arm and bring the shoulder to the floor. And then this upper arm, maybe, if this feels okay. So be gentle with your body. Make sure that the neck feels comfortable here, the shoulders. And just notice where you feel. So we'll stick with the stable version of this posture today. There's different variations that are less stable, but this one we can stay in this twisted sort of position. So a few breaths here, and then when you're ready, you just come up and try the second side. I'll just rotate so I can keep my eyes on you guys, because I'm just watching Tilda participate with her grandma, which I think is great. Nice. Good. As you feel like you complete the second side, release the shoulders. And then we're going to come to lying on the back. So just take a moment and feel the back of the body against the floor. I find that people who don't practice yoga often are not accustomed to lying on the floor. And I realize it's something I do several times a day now. So if lying on the floor is not something you do often, just notice how it feels. It's different than the mattress and the couch. And then as you feel ready, just begin to lift the body as high or as low as you like. More importantly, as you come down, exhale, vertebra by vertebra, slowly coming down. You can do whatever arm variation you like. You can sweep the arms as you lift and sweep them down. Or any other arm variation, or you can keep the hands where they are, supporting you, creating stability. Just doing a few gentle, immobilizing movements for the spine. And then slowly, slowly come back down. Hug the knees to a gentle Apanasana. You can rock from side to side or just gently bring the knees towards you, move away. Bring the soles of the feet back to the floor. Let the feet be a little wider than the hips. Gentle twisting. So as you exhale, let the knees fall towards one side. And as you inhale towards the center. And as you twist, you don't have to bring both knees all the way to the floor. Just inhaling up, exhaling to the side. Just do what your body allows. And then as you feel ready to come to one more movement, we'll do together here. You can bring the knees, the feet, the ankles together. And as you inhale, just let the knees open to the side. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly, knees come together. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's reclaim that space between the breath. So inhale. And exhale. Continue moving with your breath. I'm going to introduce a mantra to each of these 4 parts of breath. So just keep moving.
And then as you feel ready, just turn on to one side and come up to sitting for a moment. So we'll do a short dance with our breath before we do a little bit of a longer resting. So using whatever support you need, you can sit in a chair if the chair feels better. Good. So first, just notice. And there is an image in this tradition. One of the models of anatomy is this idea of a channel through the center of the body where the life energy flows. It's the home of your life energy, if you will. And pranayama practice is about gathering life energy called prana and bringing it home. So we had this image of downward and upward movement. So the idea is as you inhale, your life energy moves through the center channel downward. As you pause, you just expand into the space below. As you exhale, the life energy moves up the center channel. Pause and open, expand above you. And so just let your breath move in this image in your mind through the center channel. Pause and expand through the center channel. Pause and expand. So if this is a new technique for you, don't worry so much if inhale, exhale gets mixed up. Just breathing through the center channel, expanding below, through the center channel, expanding above. So just take a few more breaths to see if that image of the breath moving through the center channel, the pause expanding, settles a bit in the mind. And then after your next breath, just let the breath settle for a moment. And I'll introduce these 4 words that go with these 4 parts of the breath. So I'll just illustrate the image as I recite the words. And then how we'll do this together is you breathe following the sounds of these words. So the first part of the breath is the inhale, the downward moving. And the second part is the space downward. Third part is moving up. And the fourth part is space above. So these are the words. Love, compassion, joy, equanimity. So Lena, equanimity means holding your space and calmness. So equanimity is just a fancy English word we can look up. Just means to hold an even space no matter what's happening. Right? So love, compassion, joy, equanimity. This is just teaching from the Yoga Sutras, but using English now. So We're going to exhale everything out. And as I recite a word, you're going to breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause, and just see how that flows. So exhale everything out. Inhale. Love, compassion, joy, equanimity, 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 a little quieter, love, compassion, joy, equanimity, love, compassion, joy, equanimity, love, compassion, joy. Continue breathing with this image, with these words, if it's helpful. Slowly, slowly letting the mind and attention soften. And the idea I feel behind these suggestions in the yoga tradition and teachings is about noticing what is and responding to that reality rather than holding on to what should be and responding to an imaginary reality. Today, my energy felt heavy and tired and sad. And as I noticed that, it changed how I plan to spend my energy today. This last 18 months has been a great lesson in that. The challenge of reality being different than how we feel it should be. And the extensive energy and attention it takes to move clearly when we realize how quickly things change around us. So as your body feels the need to rest, come closer to the floor or stretch forward, do that at your own pace, but just give yourself a few minutes to release any tension that may come from the sitting. Or if you're comfortable sitting where you are, just stay where you are. Just give our minds and our attention a little space to release and rest. And just take a moment to notice the impressions as your body rests, the impressions on the physical body, on your attention, your emotions, your mind. Let the body rest and invite the mind to follow. And remember that asking the mind to rest is a practice. It doesn't just happen for most of us. An ancient text called the Bhagavad Gita has a great expression of this. So ancient text, which means ancient people had the same challenges that we have. And one of the quotes is, whenever the mind wanders, restless and diffuse, in its search for satisfaction, lead it within. So invite your mind to come inward and train your mind to rest in itself. So spiritual practice has changed and evolved over thousands of years, but the being human has not changed much on the time scale. So you're in good company, needing to train your mind to rest, not in the distractions of the noise and haste, but to rest in that quiet space within. And then as you feel ready, slowly come back to the sensations in your body. Find your breath again, and then slowly come back to sitting. And just like we did at the beginning of practice, notice for a moment the space around you, your connection to your environment. This practice I find great to do at home, which we all get to do right now, because there's always noise at home if you don't live alone. And sometimes that yap, 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 yap from dogs, from family, at the beginning of practice irritates, and at the end of practice, just sound. Sometimes. So take a moment, bring the hands together. Grateful for the capacity to be here, to be able to show up, to pay attention, to move, to breathe. May we never take for granted this gift of wellness in this moment. And thank you for showing up to give me this chance to turn within in my own way of practice and teaching. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May our awakening be a gift for all beings everywhere.